Welcome back, YouTubers, here with another Watchmen figure review. As you can kind of tell, because he's, a little bit more forward than all the other ones. I'm doing Ozymandias today. Kind of moving down the line, but that's just for now. Ozymandias is another figure that I was very, very pleased with. He has the exact same articulation scale or scheme as Night Owl. He has the ball joint for the head, which allows for very dynamic movement. The ball joints for both shoulders, but he kind of has unfortunately, a little chest piece here, which unfortunately limits the ball joint movement of the arms, but that's not too bad. He's got the pin joints for both the elbows and the knees. Again, very efficient and very acceptable movement. And he has just standard cut joint for the wrist. This guy was done, and not surprisingly, by the same sculptor who did Night Owl. If I could hold your attention for a second. Night Owl Modern and Ozymandias were both sculpted by Jack Matthews. Jack Matthews did a phenomenal job on these two figures. Not only did he make excellent use of the articulation that could be offered with these figures, but he just took a lot of care to make them have as much detail as possible. Now, Ozymandias, I was a little worried about at first, because you can see the majority of his face, because he has a very tiny mask, and unfortunately that gives a very good chance that the figure will look nothing like the person who played him, and I believe that man's name was Matthew Good. But this figure looks exactly like the actor. Like I said, and it gives great credit to the sculptor who was able to get that kind of a detail in there. And if you look at his suit, he only wears a suit once in the movie, but twice, pardon me. But if you watch those two parts, this suit is flawlessly modeled after it. He's got the Egyptian style symbol on the belt, the boots, the sculpted muscles. Like I said, this is just a very beautiful figure, and I love the capes that they did for Night Owl and Ozymandias. The rubber, normally I don't do too well with cloth. I don't like when they include cloth in figures unless it's the 12-inch scale. So I love this rubber material because it's durable but flexible enough to be believable to be a cape. And let's see, what else do I want to say about him? The sculptor, Jack Matthews, has sculpted one hand in kind of a gun holding position. He's got kind of the trigger finger thing going on there, and the only reason I can assume they did that is because in the movie he does use a gun at one point, but he also has just a couple gadgets that he uses at one point, and they might have originally been planning on including one, but they didn't, so that might be why this was originally sculpted like that, but it's otherwise not used. And the other hand is done in a fist. It's the same with Night Owl, one hand in a fist, one hand opened, as if they were going to put some kind of accessory there, but they didn't. that's really all I can say about Ozzy. There's not really any flaw with him. He's perfectly detailed. His paint job is flawless. I didn't have any, paint scuffs on my figure, which I was very happy about. It just, I have to give him a 10. He's the only figure I've given a 10 so far, and probably might be the only one who gets a 10, but don't quote me on that. But I find him as near to perfect as a figure can be. Alright, well, I will sign off for now and be back shortly with another review.